Has everybody had a chance to read those? Anybody have any problems with them or anything?
No, I have, and I move that we accept them.
Second.
Clerk, would you call?
Mr. Arshman?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
We only have one item on old business tonight, and that has to do with the information systems reporting requirements. Ordinance declaring that the information systems needs to provide reports to the administration, to council on a regular basis, outlining the items, and it also sets forth the format for those reports. We have a template attached to the ordinance. Does anybody have any questions on that? Anybody in committee?
I do not.
No.
Straightforward.
City? Anybody in the audience have any questions on it? There are no questions. Oh,
There
go ahead,
is.
Scott.
Scott Kreider, City Council at Large. I'm just, of course, we've got the upcoming discussion issues with the flock cameras. I was going to say, how is that going to be integrated, like reporting for hacking and so forth, within the language for this?
I believe that's covered in here under threats or whatever.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
and that would be then in coordination with, like, the sheriff's office, who they get their grant and so forth, as far as...
Well, I'm not sure the sheriff's flock cameras would have anything to do with the city.
Well, I was going to say, well, the ones that are working within the
Yeah,
city
the
itself,
22.
and so forth.
Yeah.
And that's-
But I believe those are
make sure
covered.
That had that element in there, because we're looking at reports, and looking at just any illicit kind of activities or whatever that might arise.
Right.
So,
And that would come under section 3 of the report, which is cybersecurity and continuity. And so they would have to report on that, any incidents in the quarter. So that would be covered.
and how they were addressed as far as
Correct.
remediation and so forth. That's fine. Okay.
Thank you. Anyone have anything else? Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to send on to council with a recommendation to approve.
I'll second.
Clerk, would you take roll, please?
Mr. Arshman?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
That concludes the old business. Now we go to matters not on the agenda. Does anyone have anything to bring forth for the Information Systems Committee? If not, we're adjourned. 6:33.
Who's that?
Ralph, Scott, and you.
Okay.
Do well. Am I still here?
That's fine. You showered today, so.
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
GIS addresses.
Thank you.
Okay.
These are the buildings at the agriculture site.
And they own lots here, they own lots over here, which are not part of this.
Right, right, but that's fenced out.
Yes, they own lots
Yeah.
back here, that's not.
Okay. That's the Huber Museum, isn't it? Yeah.
Give you guys the actual.
No. No. Oh, yeah, you did. Yes.
I didn't digitally attach it, but I want you guys to have it so you can, we don't usually ask.
Line.
Ready? 6:35, I call the Legislation, Codes, and Regulations Committee to order. Clerk, would you take roll, please?
Mr. Arshmith?
Yeah, here.
Mr. Kreider?
Here.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
We have a summary of proceedings. Has everybody been able to look that over?
Yes.
Any
I'll make,
changes?
I didn't see anything.
No, I don't.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Clerk, take roll, please.
Mr. Arshmith?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
We have 2 items of business and the new business today. The first item is a new liquor permit request for the Marion County Fairgrounds at 220 East Fairground Street. Is there anyone here from the Agricultural Society to answer any questions? I did send an email a couple of times asking questions. Have not received a response as far as if they would be here or not. I have questions concerning this because Fairgrounds is a large place, and you don't know where the liquor is or the beer is going to be sold, where it's going to be allowed to be consumed, or anything like that. So those are my questions. Anybody have any other questions?
I have the same questions. I've got a whole list here, and I say we table this, keep it in committee until someone from this group comes in and talks to us. I mean, this is huge.
I would recommend requesting a hearing on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Law Director.
So you made good evening. You made many good points. I think most of us have questions that we would like to have addressed. And I would recommend that you keep this in your committee and have it back on your schedule at the next round of committee evenings. And hopefully they'll come forward and present some answers to your questions.
Okay.
But we're not at the point where we would request a hearing, telling the state that we are opposed, because we don't have enough information. My understanding, and it's been, well, I've never made an application to the Department of Liquor Control on behalf of a client to obtain a permit. But my understanding, part of the permitting process is, in regards to any liquor permit, you have to define on a diagram showing your property and the structures upon your property where the beer, alcohol, wine will be consumed. So I think we're just trying to get all the pieces of the puzzle together so we can make a reasonable decision. But we're not at the point of expressing that we are requesting a hearing, because the request for the hearing is specific under Ohio law. There are triggers, for example, if it's within 500 feet of a church or a school or a public park. So we've got a lot of those. We're not sure whether it's within 500 feet of a church. If it is the entire parcel where a person could purchase and consume alcohol, then it certainly will be 500 feet within a number of churches. So we just don't have enough information to act upon.
Okay, good advice.
Thanks.
Okay,
I concur, because it's just like we don't know if it's going to be contained to the Coliseum or just, a litany of questions, so.
okay. Mr. Barr?
Sean Ball, First Ward City Council. I can't speak on behalf of them, but I know the Ohio Legends Arena football team is coming at the end. And I'm assuming, and I'd like to hear from them directly also, but this is going to be contained to the Coliseum for those type of events.
Well, as long as it's for those type of events and not, because we have a lot of school events and, it's like.
I know the president of the organization,
Okay.
so I know that's one thing that they're trying to get to.
Okay.
It'd be nice for,
I had sent an email and requested that information, and it was kind of vague. It's primarily within the walls of the Veterans Coliseum, and then again under the grandstand, and then the Marion County Fair. So it was kind of vague all over the place. So that's why I sent another email asking for diagrams.
Thanks, Sean.
Yes, Ms. Mayor.
Kimberly Mayer, 890 Gebhardt Street. We have alcohol at the Popcorn Festival, do we not?
Yes, we do.
And it's like right next door to churches. So where's the concern there?
It's in a designated area.
but it's still next to churches.
It's 3-day, 3-day.
So
Those are-
maybe we can get an area to, at the Coliseum, to where there's an area where they can have it. Because that's a big area not to get able to have it. And if one of those reasons of the church isn't enough to stop it, then I think you should consider it, because we have alcohol at places uptown and for different reasons. And opening that up, you would open up a lot of different things could come to this town for business.
Exactly.
And if you could just restrict it maybe to the Coliseum or an area, you know, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that drink. And if you're gonna allow it right here, literally next to churches, literally, then I don't understand the argument later on would be for the Coliseum.
Good point, good point. And I have sent a request for a diagram from them to show the areas, so I have not seen a response back on that yet. Anybody else have anything? Okay, I believe we have a motion and a second.
You don't need a motion or a second, you just hold it.
Okay, just hold it. There we go. Okay, item number 2, potential increase the fees for the Marion City services.
Should be the last page in your packet.
Yeah. I believe we have somebody here to speak to that.
Zach Miller, I'm the zoning inspector for the city. So we're just kind of looking to just kind of bring in some more income. We feel like permits has been neglected for at least 20 plus years since it's been raised. We feel like it would be, and by we, I mean the city engineer, Jeff Shetler over there. We kind of sat down together and coordinated a lot of these prices. We tried to mirror Marion Township as close as we could. And it really, a lot of the projects, commercial projects we have going on currently are right on that city edge of the township, might even be on the other side of the street. So one place in particular that I was thinking is where the new Goodwill is going in. If they would have built on the other side of Barks Road, that would have been in Marion Township. And the permit fee would have been $6,000 there to build that building versus $1,000 here in the city.
I have a question. Most of these fees are either doubling or tripling, with the exception of commercial demolition, and that's going from $25 to $2,500. Why is that increase so large?
Again, just kind of mirroring what Marion Township has currently in their permit fee schedule.
It's a huge increase.
How long has it been since we raised these?
I don't know 100%, but the closest I can see, I think was the last time was sign permits was about 20 years ago. So I couldn't find really exactly the date, but it's been at least 20 years.
I'd like to point out that some of these at the bottom, the street name change, alley vacation, rezoning, those are coming from me. A few of those don't necessarily have to go through council. The president of council can make those changes, and in consultation with her, we decided to add them in this so council and the public would have a say. But with those, the $350 doubling, currently if you were to petition to change a street name, it's a $350 fee, and I'm required to put notice in the paper once a week for 6 weeks to the tune of about $475. A lot of these fees, we are losing money when people come in and get this stuff. It's costing us money to process some of this stuff.
Yes.
My issue here, with the one, which is the commercial demolition, going from $25 to $2,500. And I don't care what the township charges. We don't get any money off of them. Are we fostering a situation where companies won't tear down the old buildings because it's too expensive, and just leave them sit there to rot. I mean, I don't want to see more blight than we've already got, and that's a hefty fee.
Well,
Yeah.
in my opinion,
You can-
I think the building department that we have might help with that a little bit, with any inspections that they might have. But, I mean, we do have the 1360 code for buildings that are blighted like that, that we could come back and fall back.
Okay, well,
That's a huge
Mr.
increase.
Rollins.
Aaron Rollins, City Council at Large. Just wanted to make a quick correction. Maybe you'll notice there's an asterisk next to commercial demolition.
Mm-hmm.
If you go down, it's also 0.25% of the total project.
Right, so it's more than 2,500.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, in most cases, I would say considerably more.
Yeah.
I don't know what project you're gonna do in terms of commercial demolition and probably a rebuild. But yeah, I would say pretty sizable.
Thank you. Yes.
I've got quite a few items here, so. Just for clarity, my degree is in visual communications, and so I did a lot of signage work. I've done work downtown, awnings, signage, and so forth. And being on design review, about half of our, for probably close to 30 years, half of our applicants had signage and so forth to address. So one of the things is, when you compared with Marion Township, did you look at any other cities around our size or anything for comparison?
Yeah, I tried to go based on population. I do have that here. Like, I tried to compare with Delaware, which
Yeah.
we don't really want to go there, I don't think, but Mansfield came in at about 47,000 for population, so I was like, well, that's kind of a good comparison to grow to. So I do have some other, Lancaster, other places.
Lancaster, probably, yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, and did you notice any comparable fees or anything like that, or anything like that?
Just, we were higher on some of them, we were still below on some of
Okay,
them.
yeah,
They vary a lot.
Well, one of the things I ran into, and being on design review, was demolitions downtown. I remember specifically Riley Hall's old building there where next to the parking lot of the Union Bank. It was torn down Friday night. I called Mark Russell, because I was the chair of the committee. I was like, where's the permit? Because they had to go through, anything downtown has to go through design review first to get a certificate of appropriateness. And there's been other situations in the downtown district that's happened like that. I mean, we had to actually, we've had situations where, for the downtown, we had the old Carnegie Library that the church wanted to expand there at one time, but we held off on the demolition part of the permit until we made sure that they had the financing to complete the project. We don't want to have a situation where there's a demolition of a building and the lot sits vacant for 30 years without anything being done to it. And one of the things that we were incorporating was we have to have a plan for the future. Well, certainly the health department did with the parking lot with the old
Phone company.
phone company building. So that was one thing. What is the definition? I maybe need to look at the code on a temporary sign, because is that I believe it's maybe a 30-day situation, or
It's 30 or 60 days.
yeah, and then because a lot of folks might have that while waiting for a permanent sign, but there's been plenty of situations where they've had a banner and it's been there longer than that, whether they come back and know. I think a lot of people just don't know that they have to get for something like that.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too was, what do you do about window signs? Because window signs, businesses with like storefronts might have their permanent sign in the window. Downtown Marion, we don't do anything with inside the windows for as far as signage goes. But what if they have a sale? What if there's an event that they want to promote? You know, whether they do that within the display or the confines within the window itself, or a door for that matter. How is that handled? I mean, it just seems like it would be, there needs to be some sort of definition as far as what that is. And
Yeah, nothing comes to mind as far as coding for that.
Right, and, but like I'm saying, I'm just saying that a lot of times, you know, you have to have that distinction if it's gonna end up being a permanent sign, you know, at some future point.
So we do have sections on all signs, so this is
Right, I was just gonna
changes.
say, you know, and address it just from experience from what I've,
Evelyn,
done.
no.
Yeah, Evelyn, and, yeah, and we had, for example, we had the big Marion, well, we had to have the distinction between billboard and mural for the Marion next to the courthouse, you know, and that had part of the advertising. We had to incorporate a lot of stuff, so I just want to make sure that we have clarity on some of the fees and what they actually apply to. Let me look here. Oh, the contractor registration.
Yes.
So, is that an annual situation, or,
Yep.
okay, all right, that's, I think that would help, because,
And we've actually had that, I think, since
Yes, for-
2018.
yeah.
So it's been around a little.
okay, so that's good, so. And conditional use, so that would be where you'd have, let's say you have a situation where, let's say you have a B&B or something of that nature, and that would stick with that property owner until they sell or transfer the house or whatever they want, and that's a situation of conditional use.
Yeah.
That's not normally whether it's compliant with zoning and so forth with that.
So we've had a lot of these lately of home occupations coming up. And so
Right.
the house is going from just residential to residential and now dog grooming or some other
Right,
kind of business.
right.
So that's incorporating that. And then a lot of that is also now going into, like I mentioned earlier, the building department. Maybe a building's going from a restaurant to a hair salon or something.
Yes,
So it's the building department, Eric Shaver is doing a good job of making sure that they fit the zoning before he does.
right, and then, and again, as far as issuing the permits, that would be for the length of time that they're occupying that business, or it's not an annual situation.
Well, I've been doing it since, as long as it's that use, even if it's.
As long as it's that use, yeah.
But that, the building department does change occupancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and explain, again, the franchise rights component of that. That would be essentially, well, if it's like well, we had Ray Ray's, for example, formerly, because that was, you know, they had several locations and so
Right.
forth. But then if you have something like Busy Bee, which I don't think of that, I think that's an independent,
I think so.
one time
Right.
situation. So, again, would that just be for like the Ray Ray situation versus an independent?
I think the franchise rights, if I remember correctly, were, I don't think we've had any in many years. I think the last one we had was Adelphia Cable. They wanted the franchise rights to exclusive use for citizens in the city of Marion. If you want cable, you had to go to them.
That type of
That's
thing.
what
That's
these are.
That's what I want to.
And I don't think we've done anything with it in a long time, but if it happens to come up, the thought was, why leave it at a $350 fee when everything else is going up?
All right. I think that's all the questions I had right offhand, so.
Okay.
Because Mark and I have talked, and we're not exactly sure what all other grants, rights,
Yeah.
or privileges, but it's on my list of things that you can
Catch all.
try and fill in and get a permit or get,
Anything not covered above, right?
pretty much.
Yeah.
Anybody from the city have anything? Or anybody from the audience have any questions? If not, what's the wishes of the committee? You don't need an ordinance for
Yep.
this, right?
Yes, the ordinance is still in the works. If you pass this out of committee tonight, the ordinance will be ready for council Monday.
Okay.
We were behind the eight ball with a few things Thursday, trying to get things done, and Mark's been working on this desperately.
Yes, Mr. Rollins.
You've got the opportunity while this is in, sorry, Aaron, on City Council at large, you've got the opportunity while this is a committee to adjust it to your liking, so this would be the opportunity to remove those asterisks.
If I may, those percentages that add to the permit costs, I mean, I just think, I'm worried here that we're creating a situation that's gonna deter
Yes.
new builds and remodels in the city, which at this time, we cannot afford to alienate contractors coming in and wanting to do a project. And I think that, I don't, like I said, what Marion Township charges is, you know, immaterial, but, you know, you look at the township and they have some major tax base that doesn't necessarily benefit the city, but I just think a couple of these are just way too high and would deter developers from coming in and doing anything. I mean, if I've got it, okay, say, 0.25% of the total project, and I'm doing a $5 million project, just saying, I'm not gonna do it in Marion. I'm gonna do it in Mount Gilead, or.
Right outside Marion city limits.
Or Clarendon, or, you know, I just worry that, you know, these are cost prohibitive to new development. That's,
Mr. Hamler, do you know, well, you have a couple of questions, I guess. What would be the normal cost of a total project in Marion? Just a guess.
Well, I have two in my head right now, the Goodwill and the Fastenal going out on West Fairground Street. Those both came in $1 million.
Okay.
Starbucks came in at around $2 million, put it up. And then their demo permit was only $25, so. I agree, these are kind of high, but I think maybe somewhere in the middle maybe would be a good place. Maybe.
So what about, do these other communities around Marion, such as Township, do they have a percentage of total project that goes along with it? And is it 0.25 or is it?
That was one we mirrored directly, right, from Marion Township. Yeah, a lot of those demo with the asterisks are spot on with the township.
So then we wouldn't have to worry about them going to Marion Township instead of Marion because it'd be the same. Yeah.
Well, if they're demolishing, they can't go to Marion Township.
Right.
It's already here.
Yeah, it's here.
but they'll go to Findlay instead.
Yeah. So what's the wishes?
Well, I think Aaron's got something to say
You
again.
have another one?
Oh, never mind.
Could we keep this in committee till next time, and we can maybe get some more information, some more feedback? I'd like to have that.
What is a 1/4% of $5 million? It's $12,500, that's gonna stop somebody from doing a project.
It's gonna make them think twice. Well, okay.
Mr. Rollins?
Here, City Council at large, just keep in mind that this is just a very small fee in the grand scheme of
Think about
things, right?
that old things,
If
yeah.
you're doing a project in
That's a lot,
Marion,
yeah.
do you understand how many permits, how many fees you're gonna be hit with on top of this one? It's not just this one,
Right.
it's multiple.
Like the building department fees, things like that,
Absolutely.
which are state required.
Yes,
It's not something Marion's doing, the state's doing that.
I understand that.
I could work with this if it was more in the $1,000 range. But $2,500, I think it is just, it's, you know, people are gonna see that on the paper, $2,500 plus 0.25% of the total project, and they're gonna say, okay, let's look at other options. That's what I would do as a businessman.
It came across our minds.
And I think if it was more in the 1,000 to 1,250 range, it would be much more palatable to a developer. Because, you know, they, like Aaron was saying, they have multiple layers of fees, not necessarily going to the city, but you know, in order to do a project. And we need projects in Marion. We can't, I mean, I can't see pricing them out right at the get-go.
Would you be open to more of a lower fee, but keep the percentage on there? We do that because the
Yeah.
varying size of the
Sure.
projects can be very time.
Sure, but I think the actual permit fee should be like around $1,000
Yeah,
to
I
$1,250.
can see that sounds reasonable to me too. If we could keep some kind of percentage for the size of the project that we get,
Right.
you know, it'd make it a little bit better.
And that's the way, honestly, when you have a residential situation, you're competing against like Delaware, and that, you know, that's just one of the layering of fees that keeps our housing, you know, at lower cost too, so.
Clark, you're talking about commercial building demolition. What about commercial building $1 million or more? Same thing?
Yeah, I think.
So what is your
Commercial
recommendation?
building.
It's in the asterisk.
Oh, yeah. That's $1,000. I think the $2,500, the two $2,500 fees should be lowered to no less than 1,000, no more than 1,250.
Keep it simple.
And the commercial building for less than $1 million and 1,000
Mm-hmm.
should go down, or
No, that can stay the same.
so the one over
Yeah,
$1
everything
million
then.
goes to 12?
Are you saying the same thing for both, or?
leave both?
No, you leave the less than $1 million at 1,000, and more than $1 million, it would be 1,250.
Okay.
That's just my thought, just.
If you want to make a motion to that.
I will so move.
Motion to amend?
Yeah, that's it.
If I may summarize it, because I'll be drafting it before Thursday noon deadline. So commercial building demolition, 1,000 plus 0.25% of the total project. Dropping down to commercial building construction, 1,250 plus 0.25% of the total project. I
Correct.
think that encompasses both the changes, correct?
I thought we said building demolition was going to be 1,250 also?
Yeah, building demolition,
Or both 12?
1,250.
Okay, got it.
Well, I have a question on that, though. If you're doing a building demolition and you're going to do the construction
You're
of a
gonna
new,
get it twice.
you're hit twice with that
Right.
0.25%.
Correct, yeah.
Why?
So, may I interject?
Yes, you may.
So, when in the city, Zach, correct me if I'm wrong, before a person begins the demolition of a residential structure or a commercial structure, they have to get a demolition permit from the safety director's office. However, the safety director has designated your department as overseeing the demolition. The reason that is because we have demolition standards that have been adopted over time. For example, on a commercial demolition, you can't throw the waste materials into the hole in the ground and then cover it up like we've experienced in the past, but haven't allowed for 20 years anymore. So you do most of the inspections where a demolition has been completed. Do you believe $1,000 would more than cover your time to inspect residential demolitions or commercial demolitions in regards to where they're placing the waste material, correct?
Residential, yes, commercial obviously depends on the size of the structure. Yeah.
But, I mean, $1,000 is a lot higher, and if it was just a $1,000 flat fee in regards to commercial building demolition, there's no need on a demolition to charge a percentage of the contract price. It makes sense in a new construction, because you have a variable associated with the value of the building, but in a demolition, it's pretty straightforward. $1,000 should cover your time to make sure they don't throw waste in the hole in the ground, correct?
Yeah, I agree.
So then, let's say you're putting on a screened-in porch, and you have to tear down a deck before you do that. Would that be just as far as new?
I have been kind of building that into the deck permit, so I would say, or like you're removing old deck, building new porch is what I would do, and then they would just be charged the new porch.
Yeah, correct, all right.
If they're just tearing down a deck,
then that's, okay. Or, but, let's say they're replacing exactly footprint for the deck, then there's actually nothing to
I just consider that maintenance.
maintenance, yeah, okay.
One thing I wanted to add with the residential, currently the fee schedule is set up, it's based on the cost of the project. So anyone can just come and just tell me, oh, I built this $5,000 deck for $100, and then get the permit for $7. So just one thing to keep in mind.
Well, at least they're calling you.
That's if they call.
You just gave me an idea.
Well, and then, you've got certainly all the Google mapping and so forth that you do with the county auditor's office that reveal a plethora of things that
Yeah.
have been put on.
This
so.
wasn't here 2 years ago, and now it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so. what's the
Can I
wish?
ask a member of the audience their opinion?
Sure.
Sean, you're a contractor. Your opinion, please.
I abstain.
Good answer.
Sean Barr, First Ward City Council. I agree that the commercial demolition costs and adding 25% of the total project. That can be struck, and that should be a reduced rate there, because typically when you're doing that, that's the only thing they're not making anymore is land. So something's likely gonna go back there or attract, building and business and improvement in the area. So I would be fine with it being at $1,000 for the demolition of a commercial project to cover our expenses that we have in it, but I don't think we should have 25% of the total project on that. And then I'm fine with the $1,250 of the commercial building of $1 million or more, plus the 25% of the total project. I think that's it, in lockstep with a lot of other communities.
Okay, that's 0.25%, not 25.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
It's bifocals.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sean.
Okay, so you want to clarify your amendment? Or-
Okay. We want to amend this so that commercial building demolition is a flat rate of $1,250. And commercial building, 1 million or more is $1,250 plus the 0.25% of the total project. Those would be the
So you
amendment.
want to strike the plus 25 on the,
Oh, yeah, I'm going to strike the 0.25 on commercial building demolition.
okay. Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Clerk, would you take roll, please?
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
This was to amend.
Demand.
Yes.
You need to read that as it says, or
Sean's got a question.
you have a question?
I was just gonna see if we could grandfather the contractor, registration. We've already.
We just amended the.
We can amend the amendment.
Well, no, we just amended the fees and so forth,
Okay.
so.
Okay. Clerk,
There's really nothing to read because we're still working on the ordinance.
okay.
Okay.
All right. So then, what's the wishes of the committee as far as the ordinance itself?
I move we approve this and send it on to council with recommendation to approve as amended.
And I'll second that.
Okay. Clerk, call roll, please.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Kreider?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
That concludes our new business. Now we go to matters not on the agenda. Does anybody have anything for legislation, codes, and regulations committee? It's not on the agenda. If not, we're adjourned, 7:09.
Parks and Rec, that's next.
Nope. Municipal services.
I'm just not gonna get up tonight. I'm on too many committees, dude.
I even left you in the same chair, so I wouldn't have to move.
More committees.
Save you a seat.
Come on, Foxy.
Like 3 of them,
How you doing?
There's throwing stuff at you.
Are we all ready?
Ready when you are, boss.
All right, good evening, everybody. The time is 7:10. We're going to call Municipal Services Park and Rec to order. Clerk, would you please take the roll?
Mr. T. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Clark?
Here.
Ms. Larkin?
Here.
Okay, we have some summary of proceedings. Has the committee had a moment to look over those?
Yes, I'll move to accept.
Second. Clerk, please take the roll.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
I will
Okay.
have that Logan corrected.
Okay.
So we have one item of new business. Clerk, would you like to read the ordinance? It's Municipal Safety Service Combination.
Ordinance reestablishing the Department of Public Safety / Service, repealing council's previous separation of safety director and service director ordinances in conflict, enacting all necessary measures to enable the recreation of the Director of Public Safety Service, amending the Yarger report, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Clerk. So this is combining the service director and the safety director's position. They were separated when I first got on council, I believe in '24. The ordinance here, though, it says it was separated last in ordinance 2027-107. Is that?
Mr. Chairman, if I may, so that obviously is an error in drafting. This has been a 3-department effort to bring it to this point, it being the draft ordinance. I've worked with Mayor Collins, who announced at the previous meeting that it was his intent to request the council recombine the directors of public safety and public service. And the ordinance that's before you actually walks through the history going back more than 5 decades. But for our purposes, the positions of Director of Public Safety and Director of Public Service were combined into one when Mayor Kellogg was going into office in 1992, taking office in 1992. So that's why on your document, the positions were combined into one, Safety Service Director in 1991-145. In anticipation of Mayor Schertzer's term, he had asked council to separate them, and that's what the reference is. Although it was errant in the handout, the ordinance is actually 2007-107. That ordinance separated them. So when we say them, under the Ohio Revised Code, every city must have a Director of Public Service and a Director of Public Safety. However, you can put them together, separate them apart, depending on your municipality's needs. So as Mayor Collins announced at the last meeting, to create savings and more efficiencies, it's his recommendation that the committee forward this on to council to, again, merge those 2 offices into one office, the Director of Public Service and Safety. The ordinance has everything in it, including, because of the combining of the positions and duties, it includes a proposed salary of $115,000 per year, and it breaks, that section contains how that office is paid. But Mayor Collins pointed out in our discussions that this combining of these 2 existing positions into one will save approximately $92,500. That's the savings that will be created by eliminating the separate service department, combining it with public safety, and having one Director of Public Safety Service. I'd be happy to answer any questions if, along these lines, but that's the mayor's proposal before your committee at this time. And we would collectively ask that after consideration, you'd send it on to council for more discussion next Monday night.
Certainly. Okay, thank you. Is that, do you know, is that about what the savings that we were having prior to us separating the positions before? Like, what was the position being paid before?
So we can find those answers between now and Monday night. I can't tell you, as I stand here, what the Director of Safety Service made in 2006 before it was separated out. I don't know, but we can all work to find those answers and get you answers so you can do analysis on the rate of pay and pay issues.
I got him on call, I could call him and ask him. Dale?
He wasn't here in 06.
Oh, when did he?
I don't know, we'll find out.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Aaron Owens, City Council at Large. Just want to point out a few things. Obviously, benefits have gone up considerably since 2006, so I don't know that any savings comparison between 2006 and today would be necessarily relevant. I just want to add that I think Director Call has done a fantastic job, both as safety director and in the interim while we haven't had a service director. I think he's worth every penny. And again, the savings between salary and benefits is substantial given the city's financial position. I think it makes sense to move this on to council and let's get it fast tracked so we can pay this man. Thank you.
Certainly. Thank you. And I was mistaken. I thought in 24, when I came on to council, the position was one position and we separated. Is that not correct?
Go ahead. Sorry.
There was an instance back in the late Schertzer administration where it was one position at one time. I don't remember if that was because of somebody retiring in absence, but it was for a short period.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm not crazy. Mr. Kelly. Sorry about that.
Yes, sir.
That's Mr. Daniels.
Mr. Daniels. Sorry. Please.
Lonnie Daniels, 608 Decatur Street. Who gets eliminated?
He's
Mr.
already
Bodine.
gone. Mr. Bodine left.
Mr. Bodine
Yep.
left.
Who?
Mr. Bodine, he's not here anymore.
Oh, so there's nobody.
There's nobody in the position.
Empty seat.
Just haven't worked out.
Ralph, please.
Ralph Smith, Third Ward Council. I guess my question is, if we're going to save $92,500, that'll probably go back to the general fund. Is that going to be allocated to anything specific, or is that to be used for whatever?
Mayor Collins isn't here this evening. Haven't talked with him. He'll be available next Monday night at council to answer that question.
Okay.
And we'll share it with him in advance.
Mr. Cow, I only have one question. Do you believe that it's a position that can be handled by one person, even adding the duties of the
I have,
position?
and I wouldn't accept it if I didn't think I could do it.
Okay, certainly. All right, does anybody have anything to say from the committee?
I'll make a motion that we send this to council with recommendation to approve.
I'll second that. Please take the roll.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Larkin?
Yes.
Okay, matters not on the agenda. Does anybody from the committee have anything to bring forward? No? Anybody from the community have anything to bring forward? No? Okay, I know it's a little early to announce it. I would announce during council meeting, or during full council, but since I've already got an email, the 16th committee meeting, the representative from Flock Cameras will be here to be able to speak with us. So that'll be something we would like to fill this room so everybody can be here to hear that. 7:19, we're adjourned.
Finance now? I'm on every damn committee tonight.
Yeah, just stay seated, man. Just stay seated.
Just remember, I had that last time.
Well, hopefully when we get our 2 replacements in, that Sean will take one of these away from me. Yeah. Is it Saturday morning or is it?
Sure.
Lots of.
You?
Thank you.
Got a few trees on this one.
7:20, we will call Finance Committee to order. Clerk, could you please take roll?
Mr. Rollins?
Present.
Mr. R. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Clark?
Here.
All right, we do have proceedings from meeting dated February 17th. Hopefully, everyone on the committee has had a chance to review.
I have, and I would make a motion that we approve.
I'll second that.
Clerk, could you please take roll?
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
All right, those will become record. We do have several items of old business. Item number 1, I will turn over to the auditor's office to give us an update on audits and the status of Clark, Schaefer, and Hackett.
Okay. As far as the audits go, we are focused on 2022 right now. We're working with the consultant that we've hired, and he's under the weather a little bit, but we're still pushing that forward with a sense of urgency. So we'll get it to you when that is complete, or we'll keep you posted on that.
Okay.
And Clark, Schaefer, and Hackett, they're also waiting for the reconciliation to be completed before they can finish the audit for 2022, after which they will take up 23 and 24.
Okay, any questions from committee?
None.
Any from the audience? All right, we will move on to item number 2, and I will keep you just right there. Any updates on penalties and appeals?
I have been working on other things. The first month that I've been here is exactly a month I've been in that office.
Sure.
And definitely will look into the paperwork that I need to dig out to see where we are on that. I don't have an answer now.
No additional correspondence from IRS
No.
or any other notification? No?
No.
Thank you. Questions from committee?
None for me. No.
All right, we will move on to item number 3. This is dubbed budget number 4. Clerk, could you please read the ordinance?
An ordinance to make appropriations for salaries and benefits and other expenditures for all funds during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026.
All right, this comes to us from the Office of Budget and Management, so I will turn it over to Ms. Triano.
So you have the permanent or the full budget in front of you. Compared to what we passed with the temporary budget of the 25%, there's not much that has changed. I will note that the line for transfers, which is from the general fund,
$1024?
yes.
Yes.
That did increase to support police and fire more. There was a difference between the revenue projection and the expense projection, so I try to use that to fill the gap with police and fire.
Okay.
And then I guess just to provide you a little bit more detail and breakdown, this top sheet that was attached to the budget worksheet report that you're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Kind of explains how these departments or how these funds are funded and where that revenue is coming from. the tricky part about our budget is it's strictly expenses. So when presenting it, it's only one side of the budget that you're actually seeing. So I thought this might be helpful for you to see both sides.
Thank you, yeah, that is helpful.
And just kind of a summary as opposed to the whole thing.
Okay, that's
I have no
good. Thank
questions.
you. Committee, do you have any questions?
No.
Wishes of the committee with this ordinance, do you want to keep it here? Do we want to move it to full council to hopefully pass the budget? We only passed the 25% budget, and we are nearing completion of quarter one, so.
I move that we move it on to council with recommendation to approve.
A second.
All right, so I've got a motion to approve with a recommendation to approve, or to send to council with a recommendation to approve. Clerk, could you please take roll?
Mr. Rollins?
No.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
All right, that will go on to council. That will also conclude old business. There is only one item of new business tonight. And that is dubbed 25% release of funds. Clerk, could you please read?
An ordinance authorizing the release and expenditure of more than 25% of the approved first quarter budget for the City of Marion Police Fund due to an annual expense required to be paid in advance for the year ending December 31st, 2026.
All right, this also came from the Office of Budget and Management. Do you want to speak on this, or are we turning this over to the chief?
I'm happy to speak on it.
Please do.
We have a contract to pay for our records management system that we share with the county, and the bill is in excess of the 25% allotted to us. However, it is not more than the original budget.
So this was included in the original budget, I presume?
Yes, sir.
There's $123,750 left after this is approved,
Thank
if
you.
it was approved.
Okay.
And it is in relation to resolution 2022-0124 that was previously approved by council.
Committee, do you have any questions?
I have no questions.
Any questions from the public? If not, I will make a recommendation to send on to council with a recommendation to approve.
No. Go ahead.
Clerk, could you take roll?
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
All right. That concludes items of new business. Are there any matters not on the agenda to come before? Yes, come on forward.
Sue Kelly, 365 East Farming. I have two things to mention, talk about. I asked before about income tax and $1 million that's outstanding. We haven't collected. Is there any thought of a plan to collect these?
I'm glad you asked, but not for the reason you think.
Oh, well, wait till you hear what I was gonna do.
Okay, it's gonna be fun. So, the last week, when we had a discussion about monies due, Deputy Auditor Watts indicated that the $1 million was referencing going back a number of years. We've had an ability to check. The $1 million actually goes back nearly 40 years.
Okay.
So, if you break that down, the amount of income tax that we're failing to collect from those taxpayers that we are aware of is less than $30,000 a year. And I had referenced that I know that our collection rate in regards to income taxes was 97%.
Okay.
So I guess my point is, we do a good job of collecting income taxes. But importantly, we all collectively could do a better job of looking for those taxpayers we don't see. So that's something we're going to continue to collectively focus on going forward, to collect the taxes due from every taxpayer that has an obligation of paying the taxes. So.
Okay. Because if you weren't gonna penalize them, I wasn't gonna pay mine either.
So,
I was thinking about it
so,
anyway.
I'm not sure how much I shared. So the process that's been in place, the income tax department, for those accounts where they identify a taxpayer they believe has not paid their tax, they attempt collections with letters. I believe I mentioned that. If there's no response, then it's referred to the office of the law director, and we do collection activity on behalf of the city to collect those monies identified by the income tax department that are due the city.
Right.
And so those processes do work, but I think, but we all should do a better job of seeing what taxpayers we aren't seeing.
Okay.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I have a question for the law director. Do we have in place a formal method of finding new taxpayers? Like somebody moves into Marion and they start a job, is an employer required to notify us, or?
It's a good question. You kind of answered your question. So our Marion City income tax, like, well, I would dare say all municipal income tax codes in the state of Ohio require the employer to withhold the withholding amounts. So our code requires the employer essentially to notify us by withholding the proper amounts and submitting them to us quarterly. So that's the mechanism to identify new employees within our community. But on the subject, going forward, working closely with the income tax department and the auditor's office and the treasurer's office, we probably should have a worksheet or workshop together to talk about how we identify those people we just can't see. So when we do that, I'll certainly invite you to attend that meeting.
I have another question then. Do we have any way of getting income tax from those people who earn money in the city of Marion? And I'm thinking about popcorn festival vendors, that type of thing.
So
That's mostly
the answer to your
cash.
question is yes, but in regards to transient vendors, the state has, I can't remember if it's a 12-day rule or 25-day rule. It's either a 12-day or 25, and it changed recently. That's why I can't tell you whether it's 12 or 25. But if a vendor coming to Marion has to operate more than 12 days before we have the ability to collect income tax from them. That is an Ohio Revised Code, state-driven law, and it allows for transient vendors, so that point in time where we have an ability to collect tax from them is after 12 days. So most of the popcorn festival vendors are not here 12 days. But we are aware of these rules, and we watch these rules, whether, there are certainly instances where someone's here beyond those 12 days, and we have mechanisms in place to collect the tax due from them.
I think Twyla had a question.
Well, I was gonna ask, is that like one day a month, or is that 12 consecutive days? Like if they work one day every month, or 2 days every month, which would be 24 times, or is it just 12 consecutive days?
So with the assistant of the chief of the police, according to the internet, it's a 20-day rule, so it's not 12 or 25, it's 20. It went from 12 to 20. So, and it's my belief, they don't have to be consecutive. So when you get to the 21st day, working within the city of Marion within any tax year, we have an ability to collect from you your tax due. Tax due.
Thank you.
The second point I'd like to bring up is popcorn festival. Typically, every year, we as a city pay for overtime for police and fire to man the popcorn festival. Before the city grants a permit this summer for the block party to have the popcorn festival, we should charge them or have an understanding that they will repay the city for those expenses.
Noted. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Sir.
Yeah, the Popcorn Festival already provides a fee to help cover the overtime of the police department during the popcorn.
How much?
It's $5,000, I think is what they pay.
And the expenses,
I don't have it off the top of my head, but it's a little bit more than $5 grand probably.
case in point.
Anything else? Yes, got one, sir.
I'm gonna let you take up first.
Dan Larkin, Second Ward City Council. I volunteered to have my water tested, and I got the results today. And right on the front page, it says, notice the sulfites are extremely high and the water should not be used for consumption. So I have all the classifications and everything. I've given Matt a copy of it, and he's gonna make a copy and send it to Mark Russell, and we will discuss this farther. But there's a lot of medical issues.
Who'd you have do the study?
Colligan.
Oh, yeah, I saw something about that on
And they
Facebook
knew
today.
that I was not going to get water from them, so this was done just
Okay.
for this reason. So
Yeah, I saw that on
as we
Facebook.
discover more things, it's gonna have to be brought up again. Because this can't go on, and they want a raise, and they're not supplying good water to us. So the city does need to do something about it.
All right, thank you.
Daniel, 608 Decatur Street. Has anybody heard about what the Ohio Department of Transportation plans on doing with the four, I guess it's gonna be a 4-lane highway, but they're gonna cut it through southern Marion County?
I'll speak to that, it's Morrow County they're cutting through.
No, the portion of that is gonna start on 23 in Marion County, just
Well-
a mile south of the truck plaza.
Yeah, and that's for about 1 mile in Marion County where it crosses over into Morrow County there north of Ashley. I'm hoping they don't do any of the project myself. I mean, I hate 23 and the condition that Delaware and Franklin County created when they did not do the proper infrastructure when they were overdeveloping an area. But, you know, I got a lot of family in Morrow County and we don't want to lose our farmland.
I don't want to see them do that either. It's like, I sat there and went
All
through
right,
the section.
I appreciate this conversation, but it has nothing to do with city business.
No.
So, across the hall, commissioners,
There's,
we can't do anything about it on city council.
there's actually a list of hearings they're going to have, and I believe there's going to be one here in Marion next month.
There's two.
Yeah, at the,
There's two next
Okay.
Thursday,
Okay.
March 12th, at the fairgrounds. One's at noon, and I think the other one's in the evening, I think. maybe.
No, that's going to be on the 12th, I guess, with down in Ashley.
No, it's here.
yeah, Marion Coliseum here in Marion.
Okay, but there's also another one over there by Ashley, the Recreation Unlimited.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have one in Mount Gilead also, so.
Okay, wow. Does property taxes have something to do with Marion City business?
It does not.
That's county.
It most certainly does, because when I looked at my property taxes, $160 of my money went to the city.
But we don't set those
I don't-
rates, the county.
What do you want to talk about?
I just wanted to know, since the first topic wasn't city business, I just wanted to ask
Correct.
what the property taxes were, because.
It's not, Finance Committee cannot set the property tax rates for anyone in the city of Marion.
But you admit that you get those monies, yes?
And we personally pay them.
We do.
Okay. I thought I'd ask you if it was city business.
Yes, what do you want to talk about?
Well, that was my question.
If I can talk about property taxes?
I mean, if we wanted to talk about property taxes, I'd have them canceled, but that's.
Oh, my word. All right. We had somebody else back there that, yes, sir.
Paul Yurko, 155 Council Street, new resident, and knows this this town. It's far enough away from Columbus. It was in my price range. I really enjoy this town. However, 3 times I've been told, like you said, the water was safe for consumption. Everybody was told that. We have family members, we have elderly, we have kids. Can we do something, please? Like this makes me extremely angry. That's all I got, thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, we are adjourned.
Yeah, no, if you're not gonna be in the office, just leave it lay on the table and I'll just.
Or you need to put it in your
box. Yeah.